Hey Cancer, welcome back to the channel. I just pulled cards for you, and what came through is absolutely something special. This eclipse week energy is creating openings that honestly feel once in a lifetime, and the cards are painting such a beautiful picture of what's unfolding for you right now. So before I dive into what I'm seeing, I want you to understand something about this particular reading. Eclipse energy is already intense on its own, but when it combines with the specific planetary alignments happening right now, it creates these golden buzzer moments in our lives. You know those moments where everything just clicks into place and suddenly doors open that you didn't even know existed? That's the kind of energy we're working with here. I shuffled the deck asking Spirit to show me what Cancer needs to know about this extraordinary window of opportunity, and the first card that came flying out is the Two of Pentacles. Now Cancer, this card is so telling about where you are right now. The Two of Pentacles shows someone juggling multiple things, and I know you've been in this balancing act for a while. You might be managing different areas of your life. Maybe it's work and personal life, maybe it's two different opportunities, or perhaps you're balancing practical responsibilities with your dreams and desires. What's really interesting about seeing this card first is that it's not just about struggle or stress. The Two of Pentacles is actually showing me that you've developed this incredible ability to adapt and flow with whatever comes your way. You've been in training, Cancer, even if you didn't realize it. Every time you had to pivot, every time you had to adjust your plans, every time you found a way to make things work when it seemed impossible, you were building this skill set that's about to become incredibly valuable. The energy around this card is telling me that this juggling act you've been doing is actually coming to a point of mastery. Like you're about to figure out a rhythm that makes everything feel less chaotic and more like a dance. There's this sense that you've been preparing for something bigger, and all this practice of staying flexible and keeping multiple balls in the air has been essential training. During this eclipse week, you're going to have this moment where you suddenly see how all these different pieces of your life can actually work together instead of competing for your attention. I'm also getting that, for some of you, this Two of Pentacles is about a choice between two good options. Not a bad choice where you're picking the lesser of two evils, but actually having to choose between two opportunities that both have potential. The eclipse energy is going to bring clarity about which direction serves your highest good. You might have been going back and forth, weighing pros and cons, trying to figure out what makes the most sense. And this week is going to give you that answer in a way that just feels right in your gut. What I love about this card appearing first is that it's validating everything you've been doing. You haven't been scattered or unfocused, Cancer. You've been smart about keeping your options open and staying adaptable in uncertain times. That's wisdom, not weakness. And now that skill is going to pay off in ways you couldn't have predicted. The second card I pulled for you is the Empress and Cancer. This is where things get really beautiful. After all that juggling and adapting, the Empress comes in to show you that you're entering a period of serious abundance and growth. This is card number 4 in the deck, and she represents fertility, creativity, nurturing energy, and manifestation on a really tangible level. For my Cancer crew, this card feels especially significant because you're naturally connected to this nurturing creative energy anyway. But what I'm seeing here is that you're about to step into a new level of it. The Empress isn't just about having ideas or dreaming about what could be. She's about bringing things into physical reality. She's about watching your garden grow after you've planted all those seeds. She's about finally seeing the results of everything you've been investing your time and energy into. I keep getting this message about creative projects or creative expression for you, Cancer. Even if you don't think of yourself as a traditionally creative person, the Empress is saying there's something you need to birth into the world. This could be an actual creative project like art or music or writing, but it could also be a business idea, a new approach to your career, a home project you've been dreaming about, or even a new chapter in a relationship. The Empress energy is about creation in all its forms. What's really powerful about the Empress showing up during eclipse week is that eclipses are like cosmic fast forwards. They accelerate things that would normally take months or years to develop. So if you've been working on something, nurturing an idea, building something slowly, this eclipse energy combined with the Empress is going to supercharge that growth. You might see progress happen in weeks that would normally take 6 months. There's also this really beautiful message coming through about self-care and luxury. The Empress wants you to know that it's okay to enjoy the sensual pleasures of life. She wants you to treat yourself well, to create beauty in your environment, to nourish your body with good food, to wear clothes that make you feel amazing, to surround yourself with things that bring you joy. This isn't superficial, Cancer. This is about honoring yourself and recognizing that you deserve to feel good in your physical experience of life. I'm also picking up that for some of you, the Empress might be hinting at pregnancy or birth news in your circle, or for those trying to conceive, this is a very positive sign. But even if that's not relevant to you, the birth energy is still present. You're giving birth to a new version of yourself, a new life chapter, a new level of confidence and self-expression. The third card that came through is Five of Cups, and I know this might seem like an odd one after the Empress energy, but stay with me, because this is actually really important. The Five of Cups shows someone looking at spilled cups, focused on loss or disappointment, while behind them stand 2 full cups they haven't noticed yet. This card is about perspective and emotional processing. Cancer, I think Spirit is bringing this card forward to acknowledge something you need to release. There might be something you've been holding on to, maybe a disappointment from the past, maybe grief about how something turned out, maybe regret about a choice you made or didn't make. The Five of Cups is one of those cards that's about emotional honesty. It's okay to acknowledge what didn't work out the way you hoped. It's okay to feel sad about losses or missed opportunities. But here's where the eclipse magic comes in. Eclipses are release points. They help us let go of what we've been carrying that no longer serves us. This card is showing up to tell you that it's time to turn around and see those 2 cups that are still standing. Yes, 3 cups spilled. Yes, something didn't go according to plan, but you still have resources, you still have opportunities, you still have so much available to you. I keep hearing the phrase blessing in disguise around this card. Something that felt like a loss or a setback was actually redirecting you towards something better. You might not have seen it that way at the time, and that's completely valid. But from where you're standing now, especially with this eclipse clarity coming in, you're going to start seeing how certain closed doors were actually protecting you or moving you in a better direction. For some of you, the Five of Cups is about a relationship that ended or changed form. There might have been grief around that, a sense of what could have been. This card is giving you permission to honor that grief while also recognizing that you're not defined by that loss. You've grown through it, you've learned from it, and now you're ready for something that's actually aligned with who you've become. What I really appreciate about this card in your reading is that it's showing emotional maturity. You're not bypassing your feelings or pretending everything is fine when it's not. You're actually processing things, feeling them fully, and then consciously choosing to shift your focus toward what's still possible. That's powerful inner work, Cancer, and it's creating space for the new blessings to come in. The fourth card I'm seeing for you is Three of Swords and Cancer. I know this card can look scary, but in this context, it's actually about healing and truth. The Three of Swords traditionally represents heartbreak, painful truths, or difficult realizations. But when it shows up in a reading about moving forward, it's usually indicating that you're on the other side of something painful, or you're about to have a breakthrough moment of clarity that, while it might sting initially, is ultimately freeing. The eclipse energy is really supporting truth-telling right now. This could be truth you're telling yourself, truth you're speaking to someone else, or truth that's being revealed to you about a situation. There's this sense of the clouds clearing, and suddenly you're seeing things as they actually are, not as you hoped they would be or feared they might be. Just raw, honest truth. I keep getting this message that some of you have been in situations where you weren't being completely honest with yourself. Maybe you were making excuses for someone's behavior, or talking yourself into staying in a situation that wasn't right, or convincing yourself you were happy when you really weren't. The Three of Swords comes in like a lightning bolt of clarity. It might be uncomfortable, it might even hurt a little to admit certain things to yourself, but that moment of truth is what sets you free. For others of you, this card might be about finally speaking your truth to someone. Maybe you've been holding back what you really think or feel because you didn't want to rock the boat or hurt someone's feelings. But staying silent has been hurting you, and this eclipse week is giving you the courage and the cosmic support to say what needs to be said. The words might be sharp, they might cut through illusions, but they're necessary for everyone's growth and healing. What's really important to understand about the Three of Swords in your reading is that it's not predicting new heartbreak. It's showing the healing of old heartbreak through truth and clarity. It's that moment where you finally understand why something happened, or you finally release the pain you've been carrying, or you finally get closure on something that's been haunting you. The sword cuts through the fog and the confusion, and even though it's sharp, that sharpness is what allows healing to really begin. I'm also sensing that this card is about cutting cords, Cancer. Energetic cords to situations, people, or versions of yourself that you've outgrown. During this eclipse, you have this powerful opportunity to sever attachments that have been draining your energy. It's like cutting strings that have been holding you back, and once they're cut, you're going to feel so much lighter and freer than you have in a long time. Now we're moving into the fifth card, and this is where everything shifts into pure magic. I pulled 9 of Pentacles for you, and Cancer, this is your golden buzzer moment. The 9 of Pentacles is one of the most beautiful cards in the entire deck. It shows someone standing in their own abundant garden that they've cultivated with their own hands, completely self-sufficient, independent, and enjoying the fruits of their labor. This card is telling me that everything you've been building, all the work you've put in, all the times you kept going, even when it was hard, all of it is about to pay off in a major way. The 9 of Pentacles represents financial stability, professional success, personal achievement, and this beautiful sense of having created a life you're genuinely proud of. You're not depending on anyone else to make you happy or provide for you. You've built this yourself. What makes this even more powerful during eclipse week is that eclipses reveal what's been hidden and accelerate our path. So if you've been working toward financial goals, career advancement, or personal independence, this eclipse is going to fast track that for you. You might receive news about a promotion, a raise, a new opportunity, or you might suddenly see the results of investments you've made, either financial investments or investments of your time and skills. I keep seeing this image of you standing in your power, Cancer, totally comfortable in your own skin, not needing validation from anyone else, just knowing your worth on a deep cellular level. For a sign that's so often focused on taking care of others and making sure everyone else is okay. Stepping into this 9 of Pentacles energy of self-sufficiency and self-celebration is huge. You're learning that you can be nurturing and caring toward others while also being your own source of security and happiness. There's also this energy of sophistication and refinement around this card. You're elevating your standards, Cancer. You're no longer settling for less than you deserve. You're investing in quality over quantity, whether that's in your possessions, your relationships, your career, or how you spend your time. You're developing this discerning eye for what actually adds value to your life versus what just clutters it up or drains your energy. For those of you in creative fields or wanting to turn a passion into profit, the 9 of Pentacles is extremely positive. This is the card of the successful artist, the entrepreneur who's built something from the ground up, the person who figured out how to make money doing what they love. If you've been wondering whether your creative pursuits or business ideas can actually generate income, this card is a resounding yes. Keep going, keep refining, keep believing in what you're building. The 6th and final card I pulled for you is the Sun, and Cancer. If I could pick one card to represent what this eclipse week is bringing you, it would be this one. The Sun is pure joy, success, vitality, and clarity. It's everything coming together in the most beautiful way possible. After the juggling of the 2 of Pentacles, the creative abundance of the Empress, the emotional release of the 5 of Cups, the truth-telling of the 3 of Swords, and the achievement of the 9 of Pentacles, the Sun comes in to illuminate everything and show you that yes, you're on the right path. And yes, everything is working out better than you even hoped. The Sun is card number 20 in the major arcana, and it represents that moment when the clouds part and suddenly everything is clear and bright and warm. All doubt disappears. All confusion evaporates. You just know that you're exactly where you're supposed to be and everything is unfolding perfectly. This is the recognition, the celebration, the moment of pure happiness that comes when you've done the work and now you get to enjoy the rewards. What I love about the Sun appearing in your reading during eclipse week is that eclipses can sometimes feel intense or chaotic, but the Sun is promising you that on the other side of any intensity is this incredible brightness and clarity. You're not just surviving this eclipse season, Cancer. You're thriving. You're stepping into a version of yourself that's more confident, more joyful, more authentically you than ever before. I'm getting strong messages about visibility and recognition with the Sun. If you've been working behind the scenes or keeping your talents hidden, this eclipse is going to push you into the spotlight. And unlike times in the past where visibility might have felt scary or uncomfortable, this time you're ready for it. You want to be seen. You're proud of what you're bringing to the table. The Sun doesn't hide. It shines fully and brightly, and that's what you're learning to do. There's also this beautiful energy of childlike joy and playfulness around the Sun. When was the last time you did something just because it was fun, Cancer? When did you last let yourself be silly or carefree or completely absorbed in the present moment? The Sun is inviting you to reconnect with that energy. Success doesn't have to be serious and heavy. Joy doesn't have to wait until you've checked off every item on your to-do list. You can choose happiness and playfulness right now, in the middle of everything else. For those of you in relationships or hoping for love, the Sun is incredibly positive. This is the warm, radiant, uncomplicated love energy. It's relationships that feel easy and natural, where you can be completely yourself, where there's laughter and joy and genuine affection. If you've been through some relationship challenges, the Sun is saying those storms are passing and you're moving into much brighter, happier times. So, Cancer, when I look at all 6 of these cards together, here's what I'm seeing. You've been in this period of balancing and adapting, keeping multiple things going, staying flexible through uncertainty. That's the Two of Pentacles. And now you're moving into this creative, abundant phase where you're actually bringing your visions into reality. That's the Empress. But to fully step into that, you needed to release some emotional baggage and shift your perspective on past disappointments. That's the Five of Cups. You also needed some truth and clarity, even if it was uncomfortable. That's the Three of Swords, cutting through illusions. Once you did that emotional and mental clearing, you were able to step into your power and independence. That's the Nine of Pentacles, showing you standing confidently in what you've built. And the final outcome, the energy that's surrounding everything right now, is the Sun. Pure joy, success, recognition, and this beautiful feeling of everything falling into place exactly as it should. This eclipse week is your golden buzzer moment, Cancer. It's rare energy. It's the kind of cosmic alignment that comes along and just changes everything. You're being supported by the universe in ways you can't even see yet. Doors are opening, opportunities are lining up, people are noticing you. Your energy is shifting into something more magnetic and radiant. The cards I pulled today were Two of Pentacles, the Empress, Five of Cups, Three of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, and the Sun. Each one of them is part of this journey you're on, from adaptation to creation, to release, to truth, to achievement, to celebration. It's all happening for you right now. I want you to trust this process, Cancer. Trust that the juggling act is teaching you something valuable. Trust that your creative visions are worthy of being manifested. Trust that releasing what didn't work is making space for what will. Trust that truth, even when it's sharp, is setting you free. Trust that you're building something real and lasting. And trust that the sun is rising on a beautiful new chapter of your life. This is your time, Cancer. This eclipse energy is bringing you something unforgettable, something that you're going to look back on as a major turning point. Stay open, stay authentic, keep doing the work you've been doing, and watch how the universe meets you with blessings you didn't even know to ask for. If this reading resonated with you, let me know in the comments. I always love hearing how these messages land for you. And if you know another Cancer who needs to hear this, send it their way. These rare cosmic moments are for celebrating and sharing. Thanks for being here, Cancer. I'll see you in the next reading.